the day has switched seats, and now he is a guest. So RoGeR, and introduce your partner here.
Okay, my partner is actually the person who put a trailer together for Metatron the Rock musical, NiCk, a great videographer, composer, and he did 2 rock medleys for Act 1 and Act 2.
Now let's just find out what Metatron the Rock musical is before we, it's not like everybody just knows what it is.
Oh,
I even know what it is, and I don't even know what it is.
Metatron the Rock musical is a production that's been going on for 5 years underground, and it's about to surface. It's already on the website, metatrontherockmusical.com. It has to do with bringing heavy metal to Broadway, something that has not been attempted, including one of the singers, Ronnie Monroe from Metal Church, who was the first heavy metal singer at the United Nations 2 years in a row.
Now, what does that mean, the first heavy metal singer at the United Nations?
When you think of the UN, you
like, was it a UN party?
Guitars, maybe some good drum music and percussion, but to have somebody get up there with a heavy metal screaming voice like Ronnie James Dio.
During court? What do they...
No, we bring 700 students from around the world to a Rotary Day at the UN once a year. And they asked me to put a youth program together about 5 years ago.
So it's not like, what's that other thing, something UN, when kids come from all over? No. My kids did it. They went to the UN for the day.
They're delegates?
Yeah, they're all delegates. Totally is now.
Children are delegates. No, it's a different thing. Rotary International brings Interact from high school and Rotaract from college who do community service.
Okay.
Polio Plus and doing things to change the world for the better.
Cool.
Yeah,
and so you had a heavy metal concert for them?
A performance, a song written to thank them for their volunteer work around the world.
And that
by
is
a
the
heavy metal
singer in Metatron the
Right.
Rock musical.
Right, he wrote 18 songs in the rock musical.
That's cool.
And this is his record label, Rat Pack Records. It's a Northeast record label.
Rat Pack Records.
And they just finished a tour, Metal Church. They reunited.
That's a really cool name and logo. So, now you're an editor?
I'll let this over to NiCk.
Actually, I'm a composer.
Okay.
And I also did some video editing for the trailer for Metatron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did also the video editing for the Metatron trailer, but I'm mainly a composer.
So did you compose anything for this?
Yeah, I composed 2 pieces of music for it. Another Day in Paradise. And I also had a singer come in and do that, which was the singer of the band that I was in. The second singer of the band that I was in. And also There Shall Be No Darkness Here, which is sung by a friend of mine who was a stage actor.
Even the titles of these songs sound metal to me. There shall be no darkness. It's like, yeah, I mean, come on. It doesn't get more dark than that.
I was given the lyrics by RoGeR.
Wait, there shall be no darkness? Does that mean it's all light?
No, it's...
I'm confused here.
You know, Paradise Lost, John Milton, the battle for the kingdom when there was a rebellion of angels and fallen angels and all of that. Okay. So at the end of that battle, the only female archangel in the scripture, Shekinah.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, there's only one female
Talk
angel.
to me like
she's a
scriptures
warrior.
for dummies.
Joan of Arc. Okay, she helped.
I know her. Yeah.
She reversed the rebellion in heaven, and so her song is "There shall be no darkness either," because she kicked some butts into the fiery abyss known as hell.
I get so lost with all this stuff.
It's fun.
It is fun, right? It's like Battlescar Galactica.
Exactly like it.
And I even said it wrong. I said Battlescar Galactica. Yeah. So are you a metalhead?
Yeah, I've been in metal bands since I was 10 years old.
Really? What do you play?
I play guitar. My main instrument is guitar.
What does your guitar look like?
I have 10 of them.
Okay. So what do they look like?
I'm mainly an Ibanez guy. I like Ibanez. I have.
Do they have like funny shapes and stuff?
Actually, I have this. I don't know if anybody here knows Steve Vai, but I have his guitar. Steve Vai guitar. I have the Joe Satriani guitar, and I also have the same. I have also an 8-string guitar that is similar to the guitar that Chris Broderick uses, which Chris Broderick right now.
Hey, you more. Caroline, and she's in a metal band called Aeon of Ether.
Okay.
That you guys should definitely check out. Yeah. She's my metalhead director here. Yeah, exactly. So like metal never really went away, but like it seems like metal's like big again.
It's coming back. It's coming back strong.
Is that why it
Yeah.
took you 5 years?
No, it took 5 years because there's 31 songs, and they all have to be tied into a drama dialogue part of the scene, the whole story plot.
Now, like you have a whole Broadway show ready to go?
Yes, it's ready to rock.
And how many characters?
There are 12 characters, and Eric's designing cartoon characters, so there could be an animated film, feature film as well as a stage production.
And how do you plan on pitching this?
It's going to be pitched, well, right now it's running in American Theater magazine for the July and for August, and it's going to be running...
You mean an
a full
ad?
display ad looking for producers, directors,
Okay.
and so forth.
So like if you had actors and everybody ready to go, like could you do a run through?
Absolutely. In fact, we're going to be doing some video this fall and putting that up on YouTube. But right
So
now,
is
there's
it cast
no
already? Like do you have your
Nope,
character?
there'll be open auditions. Ronnie Monroe from Middle Church wants to try out for Metatron. He just finished a tour with Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Wow.
He played Mephistopheles. He did
Ah,
three
in Cats?
incredible... No.
Mephistopheles, it sounds like cats, man.
No, that's cool.
Broadway is possible.
Broadway.
Yeah.
I know.
You're so cute, Rue.
I fell
That's
asleep
why I
at
love
that.
you on your show.
I know. My roots are blonde, you know.
The word bubble fits you so well.
Oh, you have no idea how well that does fit me.
Yeah.
You don't even know about the bubble.
That'll be your secret. and
No,
you get
I tell
candy.
too many already. So, yeah.
Anyway, I'll give it back to Nick. So,
So
anyway,
wait, who's the deep
yes.
voice in that thing?
That is Andy Bale. That happens to be the husband of Snooki, who's a WHUD disc jockey. And he does voiceovers. He was in Spider-Man 2, and he does a lot of different things.
Wow.
Except his baritone, and he did all the taglines. And there's an epilogue and a prologue where he reads about the battle scene in heaven. Real.
Wow.
He gets into it. I love Andy, and he's in the trailer. We used him.
So
in the
let's
trailer.
look at the
Let's
trailer
see what
for a
Andy
little
sounds
bit.
like. Yes.
And,
That'd be
yeah.
great. Will we see it in here?
No.
The dawn of man. The dawn of man. Was the dawn. Was the dawn. Was the dawn. Of war. Of war. Of war. The angelic forces of heaven face their greatest adversary. The skies will rock. I am Metatron, protector and voice of the One.
All right. So tell us about that trailer.
So basically what we did for the trailer and what I did for a lot of the other compilations on it is we put some samples of some pieces of music together, and it is a short representation of what you will be seeing when it's in full production.
Now, I'm confused because the trailer is like a movie.
It tells what it's about, what the whole rock musical is about, and it prepares you for what you will see when it's all full
Theater.
and on stage.
Right.
It's just what you can expect when you go there, and also it is for investors so that they know, to catch their interest, they know what they're going to possibly be investing in. What
Okay.
they will be investing in.
So is there a happy ending?
The happy ending is Wings of Tomorrow, which the audience will have guitar picks made out of foam rubber coming down on them like snow at the end. And there's going to be a hologram that shows all the religious symbols of the world.
How many drugs did you
spinning.
take in the 70s?
Oh, no. I grew up on comic books. My grandfather gave me 20 a week when money was tough.
What was your favorite one?
I read all my history books from comic books, the classic, like Ivanhoe, Tale of Two Cities. I never had to read a thick book, sadly, but I have a visual. So anyway, the hologram shows religious symbols.
Is that like me getting my news from Entertainment Tonight?
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding.
But the religious symbols, this is very important.
Yeah.
There's so much religious anger today that
Right.
the ending shows these symbols breaking apart from this sphere and forming the word peace on stage.
Ah.
Okay, in a hologram. Something like what Pink Floyd did with The Wall.
So,
There'll be a lot of animation in the background as well. In the foreground.
all right. So it has a peaceful message.
Absolutely.
And so do you have like a hypothetical day that you think this show will happen?
I'm looking for 2015.
Wow.
To launch. It needs some other things. The animated film with going on with the motion comic, that'll be out.
So this is like...
The soundtrack will come out in about a month. It's almost done.
Oh, excellent.
And I brought you today, I have packed up over here our soundtrack sample that's been at 3 Comic-Cons already.
Oh, good for
And
you.
given out. It has, thanks to NiCk, he's taken the songs that are full length and made them into a compilation in 4 minutes. You're hearing the compilation, the best of all the work.
So this is definitely like the whole thing is not an overnight success. This is like years and years.
This is huge.
So you're going to win.
Yeah.
You're going to win, RoGeR.
Well, thank you.
You have to. You put in so much dirt and sweat and tears, right? And blood and sweat and angels and monsters. Are there monsters in it?
Oh, the dark side, yes. We have Lucifer, the archangel of light, who got so ticked off that God created Adam and Eve that he wanted to rebel because he was no longer the hot game in town.
Oh, I know that story.
And there's a song called Take Me In where he's bragging about himself. And then when he finds out about the new creatures, he goes into the satanic transition and calls upon the cage of demon souls to be released, with his girlfriend Lilith tricking Metatron, who thinks he's letting the angel souls out to replace the angels that have been cast out of heaven. So now the demons enter the world because of his seduction by Lilith. So that's a whole other love triangle going on there. So I don't blame everything on Eve in the Garden of Eden. In this Garden of Eden, there's an equal burden to be born.
Were you like what's the word? Did you go to when you wear the white dress? Did you go to confession? No, what is that?
I went to Catholic school, KPA, St. Mary's. I got slapped by the nuns.
Were you an altar boy or something?
Yes, I was an altar boy because you got to go to Coney Island if you were an altar boy.
Oh.
But I wasn't a victimized altar boy. So
Are you sure?
I
Do you just not remember?
Absolutely not. I remember everything.
Good for you. So now it is Raspberry Day,
Yes.
and now it's time for the skeletons in your closets.
Nick
You have
first.
any more?
Yeah.
He's from Long Island. He lived in Houston. He's got to have this guy.
I guess when I lived in Houston for about a year and a half. I guess the skeleton would be that I drove like 20 miles over the speed limit.
Did you get caught?
In Houston, and I got caught, and I had to sit through one of those defensive driving courses where all we did was talk about movies and eat spaghetti. So it wasn't that bad. So I guess that would be.
That's not bad. So you want some blue raspberry
Sure.
candy? There you go. All right, RoGeR.
Uh-oh. I've got a lot of skeletons, so I'll give you a very light one, I guess. When I was very young, I was a shoeshine boy in Getty Square in Yonkers, and I had to spend $20 to buy the shoeshine kit.
That's a lot of money.
It
then.
was, but I earned it back in one day, just
Wow.
shiny shoes, and then I just took the shoe kit home.
The shoe
Yeah, the shoe kit home. And I found a $20 bill in a pile of horse manure. Back then they had horses in Getty Square. And I took it to St. John's Episcopal water fountain and rinsed it off and went into
Right back to that church.
State Pants. It was a little shop that sold these pink pants for guys. And I asked them if they could change it. I said, it's a little wet, fell in a puddle. I didn't tell them the whole story. So that's my skeleton.
Wow.
It's a kind of a sneaky story. But I got 20 bucks out of it. That's how I got the shoe shine kit.
Wow. Have a straw raspberry of your choice. Wow. So what's the website for Metatron? And
Simple. MetatronTheRockMusical.com.
nice.
It's up running now.
And we're gonna hold our breath for
You'll
that.
see Eric's artwork. You'll hear music, and I hope you like it and comment on it. And then there's another site, Metatron the Rock Musical, on Facebook besides RoGeR. I'm on there also. Please request me, and I will be glad to help anybody out there who's got a project. And Kenya Ravon is taking music from local musicians. 10 Wheel Drive. There's a website for Kenya Ravon. You can send it to your band. You can send it to Kenya, and maybe you'll be heard.
Genya's my hero. Yes, she is, but you already know that. All right. Thank you guys so much for visiting. And RoGeR, thanks for being
Thank you.
the half a who today. And totally thank you for coming in. So, come back anytime. And you're just a little too talkative.
Oh, yes.
You were starting to warm up here.
I can't
Silent
keep
but deadly.
my mouth shut.
I know, I can tell. Next time, bring a guitar.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll bring my whole week.
There you
Do we
go.
have time to ask him one question?
Sure.
How did you take heavy metal music, 31 songs, and listen to it and be able to compose an orchestration that sounded like a Broadway overture and not heavy metal? Did you do that by ear? How did you do that? I thought that was phenomenal.
Well, what I did was I listened to the music, and I kind of just thought about what I wanted to add to it. So I basically, I've had classical music training. I have a bachelor's degree in music composition, and I write music for films and TV.
Good for you.
I wrote music for, currently last year, there was a BP documentary that was shown at the Olympics. So I did that. So I have a lot of orchestral experience. So I just
In London?
In London, it was a documentary, a 3-vignette series documentary. So I basically just listened to it and heard it in my head and wrote an orchestral section to it. And that's kind of what I did when I wrote the 2 pieces for the musical and had the 2 singers, is I just pictured the scene in my head and I read the script and I read the lyrics and I just wrote it from there.
And you performed at the UN too, didn't you, for those kids?
Yeah, I wrote a piece, what was the title? We Come Together, which I write music, but I'm not so good at writing lyrics, so I had a friend of mine write lyrics for it. And we actually performed it together at the UN. It's piano and vocal. And then
Do you sing?
I did not. I haven't sung in a while now, but mainly it's guitar and piano are my 2 main instruments, and composition is what I also definitely focus on.
Did you ever have long hair?
I've tried. I just don't have the patience for it. And it gets down to like there, and then I just can't take it, and I cut it off, and then I try again like a month later, and then I cut it off again, and I do that cycle about 3-4 times a year.
Wow.
So I've tried. A friend of mine just, after a year of not seeing him, I saw he grew his hair out, and I'm so jealous.
Ah.
I want to do it. So maybe this year or
Hair
next
dye.
year I'll try again.
Yeah.
You can always use hair dye, right? Like manic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah. Do a fresh dip. Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
thank you again. Thank you so much. And Metatron, the rock musical.
Thank you.
Look for it. It's coming, right, Roger?
It's coming.
It's coming. All right, we'll be back. We got more on this day.
Across the sea of soul.